guys, this is the introductory video for Casanova Cottage. I'm Farmer Dan and welcome. This is the first video in a hopefully many videos to come series on life skills, how we do what we do, the way we build things, preserve things, grow things, raise things and butcher things. So we bought the farm. It's about 6 acres. We bought it back in 2013. I wanted to know where our food was coming from. I wanted to minimise cancer in the lives of my family. That was the main reason. You know, a lot of the foods that I was looking into for the stuff that we'd eat contained a lot of nasty chemicals, guys. Stuff that, you know, in 40 years make your toes fall off, you know. And look, I really believe a lot of the gastrointestinal cancers that are around today really are coming from the foods that we're eating. I've always been a big believer that, you know, our stomachs are the mixing bowl, and it's only minute amounts in everything, but you know, it's all accumulative poison, you know, so a little bit from this and a little bit from that, and it all mixes up in the mixing bowl of our stomachs, and it's making us sick. My kids have only eaten fast food once or twice in their lives. They're 10, 8 and 6. Sometimes when I tell people, they look at me like I have a third eye, or I'm not from this planet. But look, I really am proud of that, guys. And look, I'm not against fast food by any means. I'm not against the people that do eat it or manufacture it or work in that industry. I just feel that a food that was once deemed a treat or a sometimes food has slowly become an everyday, even several times a day food. And I believe that's where a lot of the problem is lying in the diets of a lot of people. By the words of Joel Salatin, if you can't pronounce it or you can't make it in your own kitchen, you shouldn't be eating it. And a lot of the foods that are being consumed today do fall into that category. So I just wanted to take a step back from those kinds of foods and start to go back to the foods that my grandparents would have eaten. You know, as the more I looked into the vegetables and the fruit side of things, the scarier it got in terms of nutrient loss and nutrient deficiency in the vegetables and the fruits. You know, so even though you think you're feeding your kids a healthy, balanced diet, still a major loss of nutrients even in the fruits and vegetables. So just getting back to growing things naturally. I spray nothing on the farm, guys. I don't spray any pesticides, herbicides, rodenticides. I don't even put out baits for rats and mice. I trap live. I just try to eliminate the amount of poisons that I'm putting on this world. You know, try to leave it one better than the way I found it. So I wouldn't even say I have any things I would deem a weed. Most things I found, the more I garden, the more I find that things have their place in the ecosystem. Things that I once would have considered a pest. Without them, there's no predatory insects. You know, if you kill all the aphids, then there's no need for ladybugs or hoverflies or mantises or, you know, dragonflies, so many other things. So before you're quick to pick up that spray bottle, just wait and see if the predatory insects come. Of course, if it's in a plague proportion, then you sort of have to spray, you know, just to get on top of it. But I try to be in my gardens all the time, guys. I'm always out here. I tell people I sit down 3 times a day, breakfast, lunch and dinner. Other than that, I'm out here doing the rounds, walking around, always got something to do. My list forever grows, but it definitely is the best thing we did for the kids. What sort of got me on track with having a farm was the original River Cottage by Hugh Fernley Whittingstall, and I'll never forget, I remember watching it when we lived in suburbia, and at the start of the series he said, really is the best thing I ever did with my life, why don't you give it a try? And guys, I could, you know, hand on my heart, I can say it really is the best thing I ever did with my life, and I really am out, you know, to encourage others to give it a try. Best thing I ever did for my kids was, you know, my kids have watched many things that I know adults haven't seen. You know, my kids have swam with ducklings in the bath, they've watched baby chicks hatch, they've watched goat kids born, but on top of that, guys, they've also witnessed death, and I feel death is just an important part of life as life. They understand that things are raised in a way that the intensively farmed animals aren't raised. You know, my animals see the sun. They, you know, they have the rain on their back, the sun on their back. They're on dirt. You know, and a lot of people are very quick to judge. You know, but also quick to pick up that packet in the supermarket with no remorse, no recollection of what kind of life that animal had. And so that was one of the big things that I was able to show my kids, that, you know, you can have an animal, you can raise it, you can enjoy its company, give it the best life you can, and still it can contribute to the table, or, you know, or to our lives, you know. So my kids know seasonality. I'm a big believer that's something that's really missing in society at the moment. I know a lot of adults that if I asked them when things grow, they wouldn't know. You know, my kids look forward to the seasons, and that's something so small, guys, but it really has been lost. You know, no longer do we have anything to look forward to. The supermarkets have everything all year round. So spring, summer, autumn, winter are just all rolled into one, and it's become like a monotonous seasonal life, you know. So I'm very happy with the choice that we made of doing the farm, and I really think it's something that, you know, not that everyone has to go to this extent of having a large property. It's only 6 acres. It's not all that large, but large enough. But you know, that everyone can do something so small, even in a suburban lot, just to grow a few vegetables, grow a few things, raise maybe 2 chickens, you know, just to have fresh eggs, and for kids to see where eggs come from, that they don't come from a magical egg carton in a supermarket, that they actually come from an animal. So over the next couple of years, hopefully, guys, I plan on making a lot of videos on just showing people that life. I just want to show that, you know, the life that we're living, it's, you know, what once was the norm, how it's how far we've strayed from that life, you know. So on our farm, guys, we have chickens. I do pigs, goats, sheep, meat rabbits. We also have guinea fowl. I've had geese, I've had ducks, I've had lots of things, guys. One of the most important things I remember reading when we started the farm was not to go out crazy and buy everything, and I'm glad I stuck to that advice. I did slowly buy everything, but I sort of was able to learn one thing at a time before I then graduated onto the next. And chickens was the introductory animal, as a lot of farms do always mention. You know, chickens are that introductory livestock to farming. I now currently have about 80 chickens. We do incubate our own. We do eat our roosters. Yeah, it is very different, you know. So my kids, as I said, they've grown up eating things on the farm. At first, so chickens being the first animal, they were the first animal to learn to butcher, which was very, I wouldn't say traumatic, but it was a big learning curve for me. I grew up in suburbia. My grandfather had a 1/4 acre block. He had the rabbits and the chickens and that, but it was a long time. I remember it vaguely. I remember the gardens, but I don't remember any of the butchering details. So it was a lot of YouTube videos later that I first done it myself, and now I wouldn't deem myself an expert, but I'm pretty good at it now. So I hope to make a few videos on how I butcher, how I do my chickens, how I do my rabbits humanely, just to show you guys how it's done and the easiest methods behind it. So we have quite a few gardens as well, guys. When I bought the farm, it had about 10 raised beds. We now have, at one point I had 23 raised garden beds and 11 in-ground garden beds. I've scaled back a little bit on that. I've kept the in-ground garden beds. I'm trying to get away from raised beds a bit. I now just built 12 new raised beds, which I'll discuss later in another video, guys, as to why I changed that. So we try to grow majority of our fruits and vegetables. We have a small orchard consisting of about 20 trees. I have from cherries, citrus, a lot of apples, peaches, plums, and also some interspecifics, which are pretty cool. I've got a chum tree, which is a cherry crossed with a plum, and also an aprium, which is an apricot crossed with a plum. So So yeah, so a lot of them are young. They were the first things I put in on the farm. There's an old Chinese proverb that says best time to plant a tree was yesterday and the second best time is today. So when we moved to the farm, I did get out there and plant a lot of trees. I'm forever planting trees, guys. Whenever people ask me for my birthdays what I'd like, it's always a voucher towards some fruit trees, or or a tree itself. So yeah, always planting stuff, guys. At the moment we have a bit of renovational and infrastructure happening on the farm. So once all that's sorted out, then I'll be looking to put more trees in certain places and really have a food forest going. So when I done my in-ground gardens, guys, I really practiced the permaculture approach. I ran pigs in the area first and they tilled the ground, got it all prepped, done a bit of manuring in there for me. And also pigs are really good at doing this, but they moonscaped it for me as well. So they gave me a clean slate to start with. And then I come through with my tractor, with my backhoe, and dug some in-ground beds. Roughly about 2 meters wide, and I'm at about 11 of those at the moment. So yeah, so I'll show you later on in future videos how I manage those beds and the way I keep weeds and grasses down and stuff. I do practice a no till, no dig approach. So I pile my manures, or my compost I should say, straight on top of the beds, rather than turning them over and bringing weed seeds to the surface and having a forever ending battle with weeds. So yeah, so look guys, I plan on doing a lot of videos in the future, mainly around the gardening, around the farms, about how we live. If there's anything you'd like to see, please let me know. Send me an email. It's casanovacottage@gmail.com. So send me an email, guys, of what you'd like to see. Let me know if you like the videos. If you don't let me know. No, all good. It's all constructive criticism, guys. Like I said, we're just starting out on this. So yeah, but I really want to spread the word of the life to everyone, and really change the diets and lifestyles of one person at a time. I'm a big believer, one person can't do everything, but everyone can do something, guys. And the only way to change the food system is through our kitchens. To start, if you don't have room to grow something, go to your local farmers markets, guys. Buy local, buy fresh, and really get in your kitchen and change the world from your kitchen. It's the only way we're going to do it, guys. So yeah, thank you very much. Look forward to seeing you guys again. Thank you. Hey guys, Farmer Dan here. Welcome to the introductory video for River Cottage. Everyone can't do something, but one person can do it. One person can't. I've always been a big believer that one person can't do every life that was once deemed to be, a normal life that everyone lived, is now something that's seen to be of, no, not that.